need to walk a little bit to wait when people start
Okay.
coming.
Cool.
Because usually I start the stream and
Just show what's around.
I show what's around because YouTube usually takes time to notify everybody. Yeah, but at least we should have like a few people joining. But even if they will not join, we'll start talking. What? Cool. Yeah.
No, but we're live.
Yeah,
We
but we
are
are like
live, ladies and gentlemen, from New York City. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
from Starapaza.
Staropaza.
Fun. Yeah. Look at like the quality is good now. The internet is good.
Nice. And this is Staropaza.
Pazava.
Pazova.
Yeah.
What does it mean, do you know?
Starapazava?
Pazova.
I have no idea.
No.
Yeah, we already have like 2 people. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Yeah, so I would like to stream with this lady.
Oh,
I will hold it.
okay.
Yeah, so she's from, you can say from US.
Yes. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Sort of. Yeah.
I was born in Russia, but
Yeah.
I live in New York for 17 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, hence the American girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 years, you said all the 17 years in New York, yes?
Yes. Where else would you live?
Yeah. So we have, for example, Alison. She's my moderator. She's also from US. I don't remember. Where are you from, Alison? Can you remind me? Yeah. So I have like 2 moderators. Both are from US, like Alison and Lisa. Yeah. So they help me with my stream. Yeah. And I have another USA. I mean, which part of the USA now that you are from USA?
New York. Yeah. Oh, but what did she write?
She. I don't know. So from USA.
Because I can see it, like the text is
Yeah.
small.
So all these like 17 years or how long you said you lived in US? Yes.
Yes, about 17 years.
Yeah,
Last time I calculate.
Yeah. So
But I haven't been there for a few
Pennsylvania.
years. Oh, okay. Pennsylvania is great. It's actually not far.
did you visit
Yes,
Pennsylvania?
Of course. Yeah.
What do you think like about the difference between Pennsylvania and New York?
Oh, it's totally different. You know, like like Philadelphia is like a big city.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It's like really historical place. But it's Pennsylvania is more like rural. Like at least what I experienced. You know, we would go there for nature or for some really cool like hiking and just nature and stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Or like a weekend getaway. Yeah.
But still, I mean, in my opinion, I know New York only from movies. It's like in New York, it's cool, much cooler than Pennsylvania.
Yes,
no?
because it doesn't like a lot of movies don't represent some subcultures. Like a lot of cultures don't get represented in the movies. So it's actually like a lot more complex and a lot more interesting. And if you want to get deeper into it, and you could always, doesn't matter what you're into, in New York you could find people who are into that thing as well, and you could find your people, you could find your tribe, and you could always sort of like find people who are into the same, and you can grow whatever like your passion, you know, there.
Yeah.
And
when you left US?
About 5 years ago, I think.
5 years ago. Yeah.
It happened by accident. I wasn't planning to stay away that long.
Yeah.
But it just happened.
Yeah.
I started traveling, and you know, I'm not ready to give that up.
Yeah, but why you like in the first place? Why did you decide to start traveling? You know, why didn't just stay? Like most of American people, like they stay there.
Well, I didn't. It was kind of like I had to go see my mom. She lives in Ukraine, and she still lives there. And then I ended up going to Georgia, and after Georgia, I did like a little trip to Istanbul, but I decided not to go by plane because that's too easy. I decided to go by myself. It was my first solo travel experience. And I decided to go by land. So I went from Odessa, like I went to Poland, to Krakow, and then Romania.
So Ukraine was the first country that you left, from US.
Which one?
Ukraine.
Yes, but I've been there before. I lived there when I was from 14 to 15. I lived in Ukraine just for 1 year.
Cool.
And then no, I guess the foreign country for me were the first one. It wasn't the first one because you would fly, like I was in Mexico and I was in New York, Dominican Republic. But I think Georgia was like the first sort of my first experience, like really as a traveler, as a backpacker.
Georgia, that is in the north of Russia, is that one?
Yeah, the country, not the state.
Yeah.
And it was such a great experience, and I got braver and braver, and so I did this trip from like around the Black Sea by myself, like on buses and stuff like that, like to Istanbul, and then I spent 3 months in Turkey by myself. It was really fantastic. And then I fly to Thailand. And then and it was amazing. And I'm like a solo female traveler, and I'm a backpacker. I still am. I'm back at traveling like since a few days ago. This guy's like,
hello, Jean.
Yeah. And so that's how it sort of started, and I didn't plan on it. It just ended up this way, and now I'm looking for a new home. I was really like thinking of moving to Vienna because I really like the place, and it's kind of like a small.
You want
New York.
to come back again to Vienna?
I do, if I manage the paperwork and all the bureaucracy stuff, which I'm really not good at. I don't have patience for it. I just. And so now I have to be out of Schengen for 90 days, and before I can continue to try to move there. I don't know. We'll see. Because like I said, my plan is no plan. I try to plan a little bit, but a lot of times I end up not doing what I plan. A lot of times it ends up better. But I still have to have some sort of a plan, to move towards.
When you left, the first time when you left to Georgia, did you have some people or friends or from family who told you that it's too dangerous to travel as a girl and alone?
Of course.
So can you tell about that?
Actually, that's how I ended up in Georgia. The only reason I ended up in Georgia was because my stepbrother, which I've never met before, our parents got married, and we've never met before, and we've met in Georgia. And they only let us go there. They only let me it's okay for you to go. Because my stepbrother was there, and
he was already there.
He was traveling with his ex-girlfriend, and I could join them, and my parents felt it was safe. And because there is a story a little bit, my grandmother back in Soviet Union times, she went to Georgia, and this guy wanted to steal her and to marry her in the best Georgian traditions.
Did
he didn't?
Steal her?
No, he didn't. She just never left the property of once she found out, she just never left the property.
People would be surprised about stealing girls.
That was a long time ago. I don't know if it's still happening. I have no idea. That's a story I heard.
So that's true. I mean, it happened before. I mean not only
a movie
in movies.
Kavkazskaya Plenitsa, in Russian. It's an old Soviet movie, and but there's tradition, I guess. There, I really don't think it exists anymore. I don't think it does. I don't know. But it was a long, long time ago. It was maybe 60 years ago, maybe more.
I mean, I thought it just showed in the movie that they steal girls. I don't know, just like a joke. But I didn't know that it's for sure happening.
I don't know. That's a story I've heard when I was a child, sort of.
Maybe.
Not a child, but before I went traveling. So they let me go with my stepbrother, and. There, I felt I never stayed in a hostel before.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like how, why, you know. I really thought I would just spend one night in a hostel, absolutely hate it, and rent an Airbnb. But what really happened is that I walk into that hostel, and which was like my home for the next month, and I felt great. Like I made new friends. It was we used to cook for each other.
Cool.
We really like had it felt like family. It's still like
from how many countries like people were in the hostel?
Well, there is a bunch of Azerbaijani guys because they come to study. It's much cheaper to study in Georgia, so they come from Baku. So some guys are. Then I had a friend. She was studying. She was from Russia. She was from. She was the chef, and she was studying Georgian cuisine because Georgian food is fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think we tried some like they have like this Russian pelmeni. Usually they are khinkali, but they are big.
yeah, they are, and they're super delicious. But there is a lot more. There is a lot of different sauces. Like they make this sauce from green plums and
from what?
Green plums, unripe plums, and it becomes like this sour.
Sauce from plums.
Yes, green plums. They are not.
Interesting.
It's kind of like in Persia. They like in some Muslim countries in Persia they eat these green plums with salt.
Just like in Sri Lanka, they cook not ready like mango.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
And it's really there's actually a lot of different foods. And she studied this, so I used to make breakfast for her because she would go and cook for 8 hours a day. So she didn't want to cook breakfast for herself as well. Anyway, we just had a great time, and then there were some foreigners that would come, but they didn't stay as long as we did. And of course, there would be like new people. There was a girl from UK who stayed for a while. I'm just trying to remember, but other foreigners like from France, I don't know, like Netherlands come and go, or like different places, you know. Georgia at that time was not like, there was not a lot of Russians, like it was not so it was much cheaper than it is right now. And it was beautiful. It was really, and it was my first experience staying in a hostel. And after that, it's like, oh wow, like I want to do it again. Like, you know, and you realize you don't need so much money, you know, to travel. Like you would spend less money than you spend on rent in New York, and you could just travel around the world a month, you know. Something like that.
Hello, everybody. We have here like also the insult investor. He's also from US. Chess. I think Chess. He's from Australia, but he's Serbian, but living in Australia.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah.
Oh, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, like,
sure.
let us know.
Yeah.
Because,
so that was like your first country that you visited after leaving US. And how long you spent in Georgia?
1 month. Just
1 month.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I could spend more. It was my plan to go to Azerbaijan, but life happened, and you know, I ended up going to Istanbul instead.
So after Georgia, you went to Turkey?
No, I went to Ukraine, and then after I went by land around the Black Sea to Istanbul. So Poland, Romania, Hungary. Didn't stop in Bulgaria. Just took a night bus from Bucharest to.
And in Ukraine and Turkey, how long you stayed there?
Turkey 3 months.
3 months.
Turkey 3 months. But Ukraine is kind of like my mom lives there, so I just come visit. I could stay there for 3 months as an American citizen. And it's beautiful. The food is amazing. Go every day to bazaar. You get fresh fruits. Potatoes are super delicious, and there's like 10 different types. So it's a beautiful place, especially Odessa. Odessa is such a beautiful city architecturally. Also, there is a beach, and it's a very touristic place.
We can see here a little bit.
Yeah. And in Turkey, I didn't plan to spend that long, but I ended up really loving it, and I had 3 months there, and so I did that because Turkey is beautiful and so big, and you could just really. I still haven't been to places like southeast. Like I haven't been to where classically like Russians go to, like Antalya or
You didn't
Alanya.
visit like touristic places.
No, no.
Like us.
No, I just did I did touristic places, but like Istanbul, Izmir, Pamukkale, Cappadocia, Ankara. I had a friend, really good friend in Ankara, and I got sick and I stayed there for a couple of weeks till I got better. And after that, I hit the road again and I go to east of Turkey. I think like Istanbul. I mean, not Istanbul. Sorry, Mardin, Gaziantep, Urfa.
We visited Mersin. We visited
Mersin.
the
No, I have
capital,
never.
and we visited Izmir as well. Izmir we visited.
Oh, Izmir.
Yeah, it's like in the hill or something, in the mountain or something. It's like, it has a lot of
hilly. It's like a
hilly.
hill country.
Yeah.
But it's Turkey is definitely one of my favorite places. I would go there again for sure. I think it became a little bit more expensive now, at least Istanbul for sure. I don't know about other places like East, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's so much history as well, and people are nice, and the food. Oh, if you go to Gaziantep, it's the best food.
And in Turkey, where it was like better, you think, in your opinion, in Turkey or in Georgia?
Oh, you can't compare. It's totally different,
yes.
but I loved it all. Like it's and it's also like the people that you meet. Like it's not just where you go. It's sometimes you're so lucky, you know.
It depends on the people you meet.
Yeah, and I actually made friends. I've met these two Turkish guys when I was in Odessa, and we go to this Game of Thrones classical concert where they played all the soundtracks, but with the orchestra in the Odessa Opera House, which has amazing acoustics and really cheap tickets if you want to hear like good music. Italian opera comes there, like it has really good acoustics. And I helped them buy tickets, and after that we became friends, and I saw one of the guys in Ankara after that, and they're still friends. Like
I feel that in Georgia there are more foreigners or something like that because they speak English more. I mean, in Turkey not that many people speak English.
Well, yes and no. I think the new generation is speaking more English than before. The older generation, like I used to speak Russian with them because they were like back from Soviet Union, but the new generation is not so excited about Russian language. You know, some still like know it, but a lot of I actually encountered a lot of like younger people didn't speak English in Georgia.
Yeah, maybe in that time when it was long time.
Maybe 5 years ago.
5 years ago,
something like that.
Yeah. So Jean said like you are very brave to travel alone as a woman. I wish I was as brave.
Thank you. It's actually like it happened step by step because of this. It's like this Georgia trip was like a gateway. It was like okay, and I go on small trips.
It was like a training for you.
Small day trips. Yes. No, the real training was when I went from Odessa to Istanbul, and that's when I got braver, and then I realized
because in Georgia at least you had like
my stepbrother was there, so I could run for help. But I sort of like learned, and then I did this trip by myself from Odessa to Istanbul, and that was really for me much like it was like kind of like training more because I actually had to just plan my own things like the buses, the hostels, but you learn so fast. You learn so fast. And this small trip and then Turkey, in Turkey I was like almost professional, and this gave me like confidence to go to Southeast Asia because I ended up going to Thailand, and Thailand was not my dream destination because the way I saw Thailand, it was a bit too touristic for me, and I just didn't want to like. It was, but when I actually got there, I totally loved it. Like, they say
But,
Bangkok is a crazy city. Bangkok is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Yeah, but it's totally different from Georgia and Turkey. It's
No,
something
it's totally different,
else.
and I was looking for
Yeah.
it because when I
Yeah.
was going from I was for Europe, I could have went to other places, but I seen so many churches, like so many. It was kind of the same.
Yeah.
I wanted like different DNA, something something. I wanted maybe see a mosque, maybe see a Buddhist temple, something different, you know. And I definitely got it. Like the mosques, for example, you're allowed to go into the mosques in Turkey as a tourist and as a woman, and they are beautiful.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so different. They're gorgeous inside. So decorated and so lavish sometimes.
And do you feel like a very historical thing, like
No, but it's just it's the beauty. It's like the beauty of
the beauty and
design.
those how to say statue they have maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
And it's sacred geometry, for example,
Yeah.
because in Islamic cultures you're not allowed to depict humans,
Yeah.
like human beings,
Yeah.
and so they have really developed like this. It's called sacred geometry. They're mosaics, and I studied architecture in New York, and for me it was like wow, and
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. The decor, the details, it was totally unbelievable. But when I come to Bangkok, I remember I was just crying like from happiness, like
You like it there.
because it was so different. And
So
it was-
different, yes.
it was like-
Asia and the other word is
it
something
was like
else.
totally different. I was
Yeah.
like, yay, because you kind of like as a traveler, you don't want to see the same things, you know, and you want different things.
Yeah, sure.
And I really I hate this globalism thing. I ideally would have loved to travel maybe 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Of course, it would be harder because we don't have like smartphones to book
sure.
hostels or Airbnbs. But I think the world was so much more different that it was really like a lot of fun.
Yeah. What about like I just remember about your profile. I read your profile on Couchsurfing that you kind of meditated for 1 week or something.
Oh
like that.
yes, that was in
What is that?
Thailand. It was my
Yeah.
birthday, and I ended up in this Buddhist monastery in the north of Thailand. Wat Patamwa, I think it was called. And it's like a monastery where you meditate. It's a sitting meditation, walking meditation, laying down meditation, which is the best. Well, there is other one, the monks call it sleeping meditation. You kind of sleep as well too. And it was beautiful, beautiful experience. You don't really talk much. You wear all white, eat only vegan food, really spicy. Oh, it was
spicy, like
amazing.
hell.
I still remember that
They like
okra
spicy.
curry. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And you just don't actually have to do anything other than just meditate. And you really have time to think and to process and to just sort of focus and not be distracted by the daily noise. And I did it for 7 days.
Wow.
I highly recommend. And I went to this monastery because it was the only monastery they didn't take away your cell phone, because I was totally paranoid. How am I gonna survive?
They didn't take it.
No, you could. They discouraged.
But
the use of it.
that means it wasn't fully meditation. Like
No,
Use the
no.
phone.
You were allowed to talk. So
Yeah.
for us, the group, we decided that we would talk after, like, all the meditations are done. So around 6:30 maybe p.m. We would talk because. But for my birthday, for example, my birthday was there. I put a silent badge, and you don't have to.
So you
Talk.
don't talk all day?
If you don't want to talk, you put silent badge, and you could be totally quiet.
And
It's up to
sometimes you put the badge for all the day, like
and you
up
put it
to
away.
6.
Like if you don't want to talk to people, if you want to put it to talk, you can.
That's okay.
So it was more relaxed, and I kind of liked it because I wasn't ready for the whole thing. And then later I had to plan my trip because my visa was finishing, and I had to get a ticket to Vietnam. And because I had my phone, nobody took it away. I could do it. I booked the trip, and I could meditate again.
Yeah, but still, the Vietnam and Thailand, I think they are almost the same. I mean,
No.
Different?
Oh, absolutely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
different.
thought all Asia is the same. We were only in India and Sri Lanka. And
No, Vietnam is
yeah,
totally different.
different. What is the difference between like Thailand and Vietnam?
First of all, the language. It's in Vietnam. The tonality of the language. It's so I don't know, the tones. I think we use for like Western people use 2 or 3 tones or something like that, and they have 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I don't remember for sure, but it's this. So it's just the sort of the sound around you is different. The food is different. The culture is different. They were colonized by French people before, like by France.
So they know maybe the French language.
Thailand was never actually colonized. They kind of signed some treaties. They signed maybe some trading stuff. They let Americans put a base there, and so that's how they kept their independence. And they never had actual war. I think, like in recent years, they never really had a war. Vietnam is, you could see sort of, not see, but you feel the damage done after the Vietnam War. And there is still this communist versus, capitalism. Like Americans were in the south, and then the Russians were like, and the communist troops were in the north. And for example, if you go to Ho Chi Minh, this is like a city where you don't really use your phone on the street because somebody did try to steal my phone. I didn't know these rules. Like people just go in the shop to use their cell phone. It's a bit, but if you come to Hanoi, it's a lot more safe and. It's Martin, a stinky one.
It's stinky.
And it's totally different. It's very, very different. Architecture is different, and there is when I was there, it was the government allowed people, because a lot of people left Vietnam because of the war. A lot of people, and the government now gave them tax not subsidies. They didn't have to pay taxes. They let them, so that the people who, let's say, maybe grew up in the States but had Vietnamese roots, they could come back, start a business, and a lot of people did, and from expats, sort of Vietnamese expats, and it's totally different country. It's very different.
So Sasha also said, like, I also stayed in a Buddhist temple in Korea for a few days. Surreal. I don't know what's the word. Surreal. Surreal experience.
Surreal. Yeah, it is surreal.
Yeah.
It is surreal. Some people really go into this meditative state and they really sort of get enlightened and they like thank the monks. For me, it didn't happen. Even though I meditate before, and I really enjoyed meditation, there it was hard for me to meditate. Like I was actually more into my head, but it gave me time to think and make really important life decisions. And at some point you do end up crying or releasing these emotions. You know, you do go through a lot of processes, and for some people it's more, for some people it's less. It wasn't my type of meditation. I kind of maybe like more active meditation, like Kundalini, where you, something more active with breath, with a lot of like maybe body movements. I got into that a little bit in New York, and I think it really changed my life. I should practice. I should do it now, but I don't, but I should. And I highly recommend, like the breath work could make you much calmer, much more concentrated person, more focused. You sort of have more time in the day. Your thoughts are not scattered all over the place, and you start to feel actually like more grounded. And,
I learned a little bit when I was in Sri Lanka about Buddhism, and I really liked the philosophy. It's more like a philosophy, not like a religion, because they said like they don't have a god, they have like only the that person Buddha, and they want like to do things like him, to learn from him, etc. And it's very interesting. It's like, I mean, I thought it's a religion before, but it's more like a philosophy.
It's a philosophy. I think.
So, what do you think about Buddhism?
I think Buddhism, I'm not really sure if I'm wrong, but I think Buddhism is like Hinduism plus like the teachings of Confucius. I don't know, like something like that. And I love their philosophy. I wish I could sort of feel it more and like understand it more. But sometimes for me it's a bit like, as a foreigner, it's too slow. For like, I'm not well, in Kundalini, I don't know if you know Guru Jagat, for example. She used to teach Kundalini before, and it's for householders. It's for people who go out and do stuff in everyday life and very active. Maybe you have a family, you have a business to run, and so it's like some techniques that make you better, like a little bit more focused and can improve your everyday. Buddhism, yes, I would love to, but some things they just never sort of penetrated in my being. Some of the teachings, I wish more did. I wish I was more Buddha, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I still have a long way to go.
I
for
feel that
sure.
it's kind of like peaceful religion, like very healthy religion, I would
Yes.
say. Yeah.
No, I'm like, for example, I love that they're vegan. They don't hurt animals. In
They
Thailand,
don't
in
like this,
general,
yeah.
like people, I feel like they treat animals with more respect, like and kindness,
Yeah.
and just in general, people smile a lot. And the
Yeah.
thing about Thailand is every expression is every emotion is expressed through a smile, and there's like tons of different smiles. As a foreigners, we cannot read this. We don't understand it.
Yeah.
But there is smiles like sadness, maybe smile when you're angry.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to show anger because that's not good for you, for anybody. And so everything is done with a smile. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is all great, but Thai people even age differently. They don't have this line.
They don't have the line.
Like they don't, because they don't do this. They don't get.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to say also that they don't age very quick. I mean,
No.
you find it like you find someone like 50 years old and he looks like 30 or something.
Yeah,
I was like surprised. A lot of people I asked them, I mean, how old are you? He said like I'm 50. I am like 55. What? You look like.
From now on, I'm just walking like this.
Yeah.
And then you won't age for sure.
Yeah.
It's just you shouldn't like put these like negative emotions on your face, you know, because eventually, if you repeat a negative emotion, your face starts to express this negative emotion.
Yeah.
And after maybe you're 40, 50 years old, it becomes sort of ingrained.
Yeah, my wife always tell me don't do that. I think I do this and I have the lines here.
There is Botox. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do Botox.
Yeah.
Well, do it if you like.
So is this speak? I don't know, Serbian, Russian. I don't know. You speak only.
I speak
you don't,
Russian
yeah,
and I
only
speak
Serbian.
English, but yes, I do
English,
speak Russian.
Maybe other languages you speak?
Нет.
No, only Russian and English. Okay.
I should learn German, but I not sprechen the Deutsch.
Yeah. Do you know the number of the countries you visited?
No.
Didn't count?
No, I didn't really count, but
okay.
I don't know.
Maybe 10 more.
Yeah, maybe 10, but it's like sort of the quality. Like I was in a saying like it's the quality. For example, I live in Morocco for 2.5 years. In Malaysia for 9 months. In Vienna for like I think 9 months or something like that. And so it's not just visiting, coming to take a picture and leaving. I kind of really like to understand different cultures a little bit more, a little bit deeper.
So in which year you were in Ukraine? I mean, because it was like before the war, Jean. Yeah, it's before the war. Yes.
It was like maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, Sasha also said Hinduism has the God in it, and Buddhism is like a spiritual atheism.
That's a very good way. That's actually seems correct. I think like in Hinduism, all these different gods are still just expression of one god, but there are thousands of gods, and it's like they say it's a religion for everybody because you could find, I like Lord Ganesha. Like
I don't know, Buddhism suits me more. I mean, like
Buddhism.
Yeah, Buddhism.
Oh, I like Hinduism a little bit too. Like it's really nice as well and fun, and it's because it's how would I say it? There is more decor, there is more different gods, there is more variety, and you could pick. It's like you can eat buffet. You could pick anything you want.
Yeah, maybe that variety teach people to be peaceful and to be good with each other despite their differences. I mean,
well, then there is
night.
Oh yes.
They turn off the lights. We have to move from here.
Yeah.
Why they did?
Do we have lights on the?
No. we should
camera.
find
Or
another
maybe
place.
you know what? I have a phone, so I could maybe put the light on.
Yeah, interesting. They
No, I was
turn
just
it off all
about
the
to
lights.
mention the Kali, like
What is
the
Kali?
goddess Kali. She's a goddess of destruction and chaos.
Uh-huh.
So it's like everybody could find
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you can leave
Ooh.
it.
Oh, okay.
Scary.
Now
People
we
will
have
think that
to see where
we are
go.
recording a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if it's an American movie, right? It's like some
Yeah.
horror.
So after you said like you went to when I talk you put on me when you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be like so after where we stopped, like which country we stopped in, like you said Turkey. After Turkey, what country?
I went to
Like
Thailand,
Thailand and
I went to Vietnam.
Vietnam. After Vietnam,
And after Vietnam, I ended up in Kuala Lumpur, KL.
it's also Asia.
Kuala Lumpur is Malaysia.
Malaysia.
It's the capital of Malaysia, and it's a crazy city. Absolutely nuts.
I think we don't need the light anymore.
Okay.
There's some lights.
And and I really liked it. I actually, my first day there, I met my ex-boyfriend. Totally, it was like sort of felt like destiny. I don't know. It was a really interesting time, and we stayed there for 9 months. I used to do visa runs to Thailand, but eventually I had to go back to Ukraine because my grandmother.
By the way, all of this time you were traveling with the American passport?
Yes, yes. I don't have Russian passport. I just have American.
Still now we don't have it.
No.
You never had it. I mean,
I had it, but it just never like. Once I moved to the States, I sort of forgot about it.
You didn't prolong it, so we are traveling with the American one now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's much easier.
Yeah, sure.
And,
it's the world more open for Americans.
Yes. For example, like we had a problem a bit, not problem, but stop us in the border. I was really east to Turkey. Was really like 5 kilometers away from the border with Syria. And if it wasn't for American passport, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, like a friend of mine, he screamed, "Welcome to Kurdistan!" So 5 o'clock in the morning, there was a whole bunch of police because we're like, "What is Kurdistan? Where did you hear that?"
Yeah.
And the American passport, like, it was like helps a little sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't.
You named like the last. I didn't remember the last country you named. Now it was after Vietnam.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
After Malaysia. Because it was.
Malaysia, it was like the same like Vietnam or something.
Totally
also different.
Oh, absolutely different. In Malaysia, they have 3 different, 3 main. What do you call them? They have Chinese. I forget the word. They cultures, I guess. Cultures. They have Malay people, of course. Then they have Chinese, who I think immigrated. Well, big wave, I think 18th century, end of the 18th century. I'm not really sure. And then another big wave of Chinese immigrants. And then there is Tamil Indians who, And so there's like 3 main, I guess, and all of them have different religions. And so you see like Buddhist temples, mosques. There's a huge mosque actually in the middle of Kuala Lumpur, designed by an Englishman because it was...
invaded by?
Not invaded, it was the colony, it was the British colony. So a lot of people speak English in Malaysia because they have a British system of education.
British system.
Cool. And it's totally different from other other
maybe it's
places.
more modern. Like,
do you have comment or?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can read them.
I can't because it's like so.
What's your favorite country to visit?
To visit, my favorite. They're all nice. I don't know how to explain it. Croatia, for example, is beautiful. They're all beautiful. Thailand, I miss Thailand because of the food, and I really miss Thai food. But real good Thai food, like original Thai food, especially up north. If you, in the south, they don't really. Well, it's like Malay people making Thai food, which is not really Thai food. Like, you gotta go up north, and that's where you have amazing food. And it's really cheap, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the guy is saying that you like. I mean, you don't sound American because I mean, how many years you left America? A lot. You didn't come back to US after
In the
leaving
last
it?
5 years, no.
5 years, yeah. A little bit maybe change you have because
no,
of Morocco, Asia.
Well, I
of
was
language.
yeah. Oh, because during COVID I lived in Morocco.
Morocco with
Morocco, and I started to speak with a very heavy Russian accent. I don't know why, because it's easier for people to understand. Because if I start to be like, and also it depends who I talk to. For example, I was a few months in London. I started to pick up a British accent, but that disappeared really fast. But it was nice. I like that accent, you know.
Yeah, I think you have a little bit of Moroccan.
I have a little bit of a Russian accent, in which I
think Moroccan.
I'm totally fine with that. I don't know. I'm not trying to hide it, or I'm fine. It's cute, I think. That's what people tell me. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. The green. So after Malaysia, how long do you spend in Malaysia?
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
9 months is more than Thailand and
yes, because
Vietnam.
I met my ex-boyfriend there, and so I just didn't want to leave him. And yeah.
All because of him.
Yeah, he had to stay in Malaysia, and so. But we had a great time. We went to different islands. He had a really shitty old car. It was a disaster. It had like duct tape.
He's Malaysian.
Yes? No, he was not. He wasn't, and he was working in a hostel. And then he had a really this shitty car, but it felt like such a luxury because every time he would make some money in Kuala Lumpur, do some work, he did graphic design, and then get some money and go to an island, Kapas Island. It's my favorite. If you're ever in Malaysia, go to Kapas or go to Perhentians, or you go to these islands, totally run out of money, you know, spend the last money to get to Kuala Lumpur, put everything, food, hostel on the credit card, make some more money, and then go to another island. And, you know, it was stressful, but now we both remember it as some of the best times of our lives. You know, it was adventurous, and this shitty car was the best.
Once you break up, I mean, you left Malaysia.
Actually, no, I had to go to Ukraine to stay with my grandmother.
Okay.
So I sort of didn't have a choice in that, you know, and because of long distance, we eventually did break up, and it didn't survive the long distance, and later I went to travel to Spain.
After this, to Spain, like your trip to Europe starts.
Because I avoided. Well, I went to, I guess, Thailand and Southeast Asia because it's a cheap destination. So you can travel much longer. So, for example, back then, I remember in Vietnam, I stayed in a beautiful farmhouse. It was called a hostel, but it was actually just 2 beds in the room, and there was nobody else. It was just me. Beautiful farmhouse with breakfast that they grow on that farm. And it was I think it was for $7 or €7 at that time. No, it was in Vietnam. And so to go to Spain, for example, or Portugal, it was a bit more expensive. So I couldn't stay there longer. And I loved Spain, Barcelona, because I mean, I studied architecture. For me, it was finally I get to see Gaudi and stuff, and that was amazing. And Andalusia, the food, the people, it's beautiful. The architecture, it's because they have old Moors architecture. It was conquered by the, I guess, Moors for 300 years. I'm not sure. And there's some Islamic influence and. The huge churches. It was really nice. Andalusia is my favorite. And then I went. I was an Instagram blogger, travel blogger at that time, and I asked my followers, where should I go, Morocco or?
By the way, how to find you on Instagram?
At travel.with.jules. Travel with Jules.
Travel with Jules.
You'll see me.
And you have even a blog, yes?
I stopped doing this for now. Maybe I'll start doing it again. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know,
at least like
I
people
do have
can
a
move
blog.
now
You
to the
could,
website and or
you
to.
could go to www.jules.com.
Yeah.
And you will find me there.
Yeah, I saw some articles you wrote there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I had more like articles written, but my phone crashed with 2 years of amazing pictures. I really wanted to write about Eastern Turkey because I'm really passionate like about this region, and there's not a lot of stuff like material about it and other places. And then so after Spain, I did Spain. I went to Portugal. And then I ended up had to go back to Madrid.
Yeah.
And in Madrid, I realized it's a great city, but it's just a new city, And I needed a cheap place where I could chill.
And again, Spain is totally different from Asia and everything.
Oh, absolutely different, absolutely different. And then I ended up going to Morocco.
Yeah, after Spain. Because it's close.
Well, after Portugal, sort of. I just spent 2 days maybe in Madrid.
Yeah, but what led you to Morocco? I mean, not that many people want to go there. I mean,
like I said, I was looking for something different. I actually,
different.
I didn't tell anybody that I was going to Morocco because when I did before, I asked my followers, where should I go, Morocco or Portugal? Everybody said Portugal, and they were like, hey, Morocco may be not the safest choice for a solo female traveler. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm not ready for this. And I was a bit hesitant. And then I just really wanted to check it out. And I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom or dad that I'm going there. I just sort of went on a ferry, from, I don't forget the name of this place in Andalusia. You take a ferry to Tangier, and I take it early in the morning, and I was thinking, okay, I'll go check it out. Nothing will happen to me in one day. If it's okay, then I could just stay there. But if it's not, I can just get out and go back to Spain, and nobody would find out that I even been there, I didn't have to stress out my parents, for example, who were worried about me.
So you didn't tell them that I'm going to...
I didn't tell anybody.
Morocco. Even your subscribers, I mean, your followers.
No, nobody. I just I was like, this is my little experiment. And
even if anything happened to you,
but what would happen one day? I come there during the day.
One day,
what would happen? How bad is the country? And then the second that I step on Moroccan soil, I feel peace, and I totally feel relaxed. It was, for some reason, it was the place that I sort of probably was meant to go, and it was calling my name. That's why I really love the country, and nothing bad ever happened to me there. And
there is light and quiet.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, beautiful place. And maybe too much.
Too much light?
No, it's okay. Maybe. It's fine. Yeah, and it's totally. It's one of my. I don't know. It feels like home to me as well. I know that I could always come to Morocco, and I have friends there, and I will be welcome there, and I love this country. I love Morocco. I would highly recommend. Yes, maybe you shouldn't do certain things, but actually I don't know. There's nothing. I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah. But what led you to stay in Morocco for 2 years?
COVID happened.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, and then I sort of liked it. I sort of had a life there a little bit. And I didn't have a plan what to do next, and it was okay. It was okay to overstay at that time because of COVID. It was it didn't have any.
Yeah, you're right.
It didn't have any consequences, sort of, because they were really nice. To foreigners during COVID, they didn't make you suffer for overstaying too much. Because everybody understood that it's COVID. And then I stayed a little longer because I sort of had my life there, and I didn't want to leave, and
But it's I don't know. I know how, in Algeria, Morocco, they are next to each other, and I know how they usually act when they see a white person or a European Gauria.
Yes.
Yeah. So was it how to say? in the first day difficult to be there? Didn't you feel like you are always a foreigner everywhere and like not accepted?
Yes, and
stuff
no.
like that?
So if you're in a bad mood and you don't want to see anybody, like let's say being in Marrakesh or living in Marrakesh could be a disaster. But if you're in a good mood and if you're open to adventure, oh my God, Marrakesh is or like some places like in Morocco, for example, is the place to be because everybody wants to talk to you, and it's not like about selling your stuff. It's just a lot of people like they communicate
really
more.
interested.
They just communicate more, and like people are used to foreigners visiting, and they want to speak
Marrakesh is
different
kind of touristic,
languages.
touristic
Of course,
place,
yes, and they want to speak English. They want to speak German. They want to speak French. They want to interact. It's like a social event. It's not just about selling. It's more of it's a culture of being more open to other people. And I love that about Morocco. And for me in Marrakesh, I loved living in Marrakesh because you close the door, to your house or to your riad, and you don't know what's gonna happen to you. You don't know. You don't know who you're going to meet. You really don't know, and it could be really fun experience. And this element of surprise is kind of addictive, I think, because it's always an element of surprise. Like for example, I met like these two Moroccan guys who lived in Russia for 10 years and speak perfect Russian, and I don't know, and you just. Every day you could make new friends. Every day, because people are open, they interact, and they have time to drink tea or nus for 3 hours. But then I lived in Essaouira. It's more relaxed place. People don't really try to sell you anything. It's it's a Gnawa sort of place for this music, West African music. And it's a more spiritual place, and it's more calm, and you have the ocean, and you could go to the beach every day, and it's perfect if you live there. Maybe it's small when you visit, but when you live there in Medina is small, and you have everything you want there.
Medina, it's not what's capital of Morocco?
Medina is basically what they call Medina is old part of a city, like a walled part of a city. So. Most big cities have old Medina, like an old town, which is surrounded usually by a wall.
Yeah, like here, like Novi Belgrade, Stari Belgrade. Yes.
And like in Essaouira, you have that, and then you have the ocean, and you could I would go watch the sunset, walking in the ocean, nobody bother you, totally peaceful, and
so Marrakesh is in the side of the ocean, not on the side of the...
Marrakesh is inland, but Essaouira is on the... It used to be the biggest slave shipping port for Portuguese, I think. There's a lot of like interesting energy there. Like it could be intense sometimes, but it's a city that I would love to come back again. There is something special about it.
How they act, like about the religion. I mean, how are they okay to accept like people like? Usually they have like strict religion. I mean, in Algeria, for example, like about women, how they. About the clothes and etc. Did you have to change a little bit your clothes?
No, as a tourist, you don't have to.
You don't have,
I kind of don't. Like, I dress like sort of not super like open, just in general for myself. So for me, that was really easy. But tourists go there any way that they want. Like, especially like as a tourist, you're sort of nobody's gonna tell you what to do. And people live there sort of peacefully before.
Like nobody tried, for example, to convert you to Islam?
No. Do you know how many Jewish families, people used to live there?
Yeah, I know.
And a lot of them left to Israel, for example, and there's like... I don't know, but actually, no. Nobody.
You had an experience?
No,
nobody?
Nobody ever. In Turkey, yes.
In Turkey,
Turkey, in 3 months. I think three times people like tried to convert me. But in Morocco, no.
They didn't care.
No, absolutely
They know it's a foreigner and he has his own religion and I will not...
I think I just... Yeah, and religion, I think, is your personal thing. You
Yeah,
know,
true,
like
true.
it's what you do, and they understand that tourists are not
understand.
gonna just come there and. I mean, listen. If you get married to a Moroccan, maybe you want to change your religion. Maybe it makes sense. I know a woman. She married a Moroccan guy, and she changed. She's very happy. She loves Islam. She she finds a lot of peace in this, in this religion, and they have beautiful daughters, and she's really into it, and you could feel that she loves it so much. And but no, you don't have to convert. Nobody bothers you.
Nobody bothers you.
You could wear whatever you want, but I just would recommend anywhere. Like, don't be too much if you go as a solo female traveler. If you're in a group, it's a bit different. If you're with a guy, it's totally different. Oh, Morocco is very different. If you're with a guy, you're by yourself. The change is instant. If you're walking in the streets, let's say in Marrakesh with a guy, they get one sort of treatment. It's more like respect, I guess. I don't know. But if you're by yourself, oh my God, everybody will talk to you, but not in a bad way. It just will talk to you. And there's nothing bad about people talking to you. You don't have to reply. Actually, I met a girl right before I traveled to Morocco, a Moroccan girl in Spain in a hostel, and she told me that people will talk to me, and she's like, you don't have to reply if you don't want to. That's it. It's, it's up to you.
Have you seen a lot of foreigners there in Morocco?
Oh, huge amount, yes. It's one of the most touristic countries, and its economy is survives because of tourism. And tourism that's bread and butter. Because everybody has a riad they rent, or they cook something, or they own a restaurant, or they sell something to tourists. Because there is agriculture, there is some silver, phosphate, but I don't know, for regular people, tourism brings a lot of money.
Have you seen
more money.
the desert?
No,
Sahara?
I didn't go to Sahara. I get to think here, it's closer, but I didn't. I was sort of. No, I didn't get to Sahara. It's a long story. I haven't been to Fez. I haven't been to Chefchaouen, which is the blue city, but I'm going back. I'm going back.
You miss maybe Morocco?
Yes, I do actually. Today, a friend of mine actually told me hey, you should come back. And one day. But it's too hot now. Maybe in a few months I'll think about it.
What about the animals they have there, or the food? I mean, something special, dates or something. They have dates. I mean,
the camels.
Did you see the transparent dates? I saw them in Algeria. Dates, it's a big one and it's transparent. You see the seed inside them.
I didn't see transparent. Is it the young ones? Then they're more
no,
yellow.
They're sort of kind of.
No, I didn't.
Dates. They are big and not very transparent, but you see the seed if you put it in the.
That's Moroccan breakfast actually. It's porridge. It's porridge with dates. You always have dates for breakfast or dates with tea. I still I was living in Vienna. I have dates always. I would buy them and I like them with milk a lot. I don't know why. I had this, and they have datto milk. It's date milk that they mix. You could buy it in the shops.
Date milk.
Dates. You put dates in milk and they whip it, and it's absolutely delicious. Tagine, tagine. I mean, there is vegetarian tagine, but cauliflower and vegetables. But tagine is everything. And I think I lived in Morocco for a few months until I tried a really good tagine. You have to go and eat with family at home because restaurants are great, but
home they cook better.
Home is next level. Home is.
They have couscous,
couscous, yes.
Yeah, couscous is.
Oh my God. It's okay. I'm getting hungry already.
Yeah.
It's great food. And also lots of vegetables, cheap vegetables. You could go during COVID, especially. We buy. We had the souk. Souk is a bazaar.
Yeah,
it would come to our small village, Tamraght, and melons. These amazing melons, figs.
Figs.
Grapes. It's non-stop fruit. It's it was so cheap and the quality was so good. And bananas. I was living next to Banana Village.
Also.
It's called Banana Village. They had the really small bananas. Original. Yeah.
So far, maybe Morocco you like the best.
No, because I lived there for such a long time. I sort of gotten to know it more.
Yeah, you became like almost like a local.
Shouya Maghrebi, maybe.
Maghrebi. She speaks my language, so
a little bit. A little bit, but I'm
Algerian,
forgetting.
Moroccan, and it's.
I'm forgetting, yeah.
Shouya Maghrebi.
But I do feel like a little bit more, I don't know,
Yeah.
Moroccan. Because now I feel like I don't belong anywhere. Like I'm not really Russian, I'm not really American.
Yeah, the same.
I'm not really Moroccan, but I love it. You know.
We are all children of this world.
Yes, exactly. But just because I lived there for 2.5 years, I feel really like close to the people. I actually spent more time with Moroccans, Amazigh people, Berber people, and you get to know like people, and you develop like relationships and friendships, and it's nice. You get to know like, and it's such a different culture from mine, from ours, that it's so interesting. And some things you totally don't agree. Some things are really, but certain things you're like, oh wow, I never looked at it that way. And the hospitality and the resilience of people because of big families is amazing. It's not like foreigners who all about individualism and oh, it's me. There's families are stronger family ties, and I quite like that. And it's really nice. If somebody in Morocco loses a job, it's not like the end of the world totally.
Yeah, you said about that, yes.
Like sort of support system through their families, maybe uncles, maybe nephews, I don't know, and I like that because people rely on each other rather than the government, because
maybe not that
Moroccan
much
government.
homeless people.
There is a lot of poverty, of course.
Yes.
There is a lot because some people just live, like for example in the Atlas Mountains, the region was just hit by the earthquake. People already didn't have much. They maybe have some sheep that they take care of and sell, or maybe they go gather something and grow something, but it's hard life, and a lot of these people lost their homes totally. They had nothing, almost nothing, and now they have even less. And there is a lot of that, and they need help. They need tourism, and they need people, I think, to help them. Of course, it would be great if the government did it, but I don't know. I don't know how the progress on that. But what I've seen when after the earthquake, the foreigners that live there, like the expats that live there, and people who love Morocco, they really helped. They collected so much money. You just send money to people you know.
What about? I mean, when you left Morocco after where you went? To?
I went to Hamburg to my Moroccan friends who moved from Morocco to Hamburg while I was still in Morocco. And they're like, hey, why don't you visit? And then after Hamburg, I spent like a month, 2 months there maybe. I went to Vienna, and I really loved Vienna. And then I ended up in Croatia. I spent like a year and a half in Croatia.
Half a year?
Because I got a job there, and I've met someone there, and it's really great. It's actually also one of my favorite countries.
Croatia?
Oh, Croatia is beautiful.
Croatia.
If you ever been to Adriatic, you don't need anything else. It's
Is it similar to Serbia or different?
Well, a bit, but a little bit different. I mean, look, there is burek, and like the food is really similar. The language,
the language
is the same. I think language.
Balkan is still Balkan.
Yeah, it's Balkans, and this is when I was like, oh my God, Balkans! It's like me. I'm like West meets East, and like I'm like, oh my God, these people like have the same thing. Like they
also mixed.
They're mixed, and there's like all sorts of like, and I like the spirit, the Balkan spirit. It's my life sometimes was a bit like in a movie, like a bit surreal, like in a good Balkan movie. There was a lot of funny things, and it was a bit surreal sometimes.
So for you,
So after Croatia, you came to Serbia, yes?
No, after Croatia, I went to Vienna. I spent
Vienna.
maybe 9 months in Vienna. I love that city. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then because of the paperwork and stuff, I had to leave to.
Why you said like Vienna?
Schengen.
It's a kind of New York or something.
Because it's, well, people would disagree with me, but but for me it is, because New York has all these different cultures, and Vienna has all these different groups. Like, I think half of Vienna is Balkan people. I don't know.
A lot of Balkans.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's Burik everywhere you go, you know. But there's also like Turkish people, but there's people
It's
from
international.
everywhere. You find Americans there, you find anything you want. And what I love is, like, you could go, for example, if you cook. I like my spices. I couldn't find good spices in Zagreb. I buy spices like cardamom, for example, and I throw it out because it's impossible to actually consume it. But in Vienna, you could find your best, because there's Indians, there's like people, there is Thai people, there is
Everything.
Southeast, from everywhere. And you could find the food, you could find the spices, you could find these different products. But it's much more calm. It's not like New York, and it's a lot less expensive. You could actually live there, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful city.
So after Vienna, you came directly to Serbia.
I came to Belgrade.
To Belgrade. So what's like your impression of Belgrade? And
It's nice. I didn't know what to expect. I actually expected a lot more socialist architecture. These like concrete. Buildings and stuff, and then you get to the center of the city, it's more historic, like old buildings, and it's much sort of smaller, not this Soviet, like what I imagine from Soviet style gray, even though there is in New Belgrade, but I loved it. Like, I was actually went there to see this tower. I forget I forget the name of it, but it was really cool. I think I heard somebody buy it recently, and I hope they really turn it into something, I don't know, I want to say hipster, but like something cool, because it's one of the coolest places in Belgrade, you know? If I was an artist or like artist studio, I don't know, it's a really cool building. And I love Belgrade, it's really nice. But I didn't spend that much time there yet, like 4 or 5 days. We still have a lot to explore.
You have seen like a lot of graffiti and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was like, it's hot. It's so hot right now.
It's so hot.
It's incredibly hot. It's a bit hard to explore the city during the day, because you're just. Even I was just in Novi Sad. And I'm walking in the main square.
Did you notice any difference between Novi Sad and
Belgrade? Yes, I think it's a bit more Western, like
Western.
Hungarian, Hungarian influence, like architecture. Should we read some comments? How long?
Not that much comments. How long did you live in America?
Oh,
you have very good
17
English.
years. 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years.
That's
it. I mean,
no?
the other guy discussing your language.
The types of words: Russian.
There are no.
I didn't know about Russianka or Russian. I mean, in English it's just Russian.
Yeah. Did you travel by train most of the time?
By buses, but I love trains. I love trains. Look at the dog. I love trains. In Thailand, for example, you take this train from Bangkok to up north. It's like a 12-hour train.
But they are not like here. They are open.
Depends. There is like express.
They have a new one?
There is express, I think, more closed. And then there is a really slow one. And if you go to Bangkok, to Ayutthaya, it's like old capital. It's like 2 hours by train. But if you take the slow train, and it's really amazing experience on the slow one.
Where it's possible to get out from the door. Usually, like
like the one they do in Sri Lanka. Where is it?
In Sri Lanka. We did that. I have a little video.
No. But there is a train market in right outside of Bangkok. Like you could go where the train passes through the market, and everybody. No, I prefer trains, but in Europe, actually, like Flixbus. Like, I mean. Sometimes trains are more expensive than the bus rides, you know, but I love trains because they go through the countryside and you can see around. And
even here, like despite the train is like the train station is far from home, you decided to
Yeah.
come here to by train.
Oh, by
anyway.
train from Novi Sad and from Belgrade, and it's so cheap. It's like
When I told her
so
like
cheap.
the train is like $3, $3 to go.
Like from Belgrade
she
to
was
Novi
like
Sad, it's
yeah.
amazing.
surprised.
Buses,
You maybe like you thought like if it's $3, so it's an old bad train.
Yeah.
You thought that,
Yeah.
but in the end you
no,
found like
I actually
it's a
thought
new
the
train.
distance is so big. Like when I
Yeah.
look at a map, for
What,
me,
100 miles.
the distance is huge. But
Yeah.
when you actually get on a train, it's much shorter.
Yeah,
like,
shorter because
you
it's very
go fast.
Fast, yes.
Oh, maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. But for example, in some countries, I heard I haven't been to Indonesia yet, which was my plan originally. But I heard that you have to take trains. It's better because buses get into accidents more. And also in Indonesia, like a train drops you from city center to city center, so it's really convenient. But now I want to go to the south of Serbia, and they told me my couch surfing host from before told me not to take train because it's very because it's slow and it breaks, or maybe there is not even train where I want to go, so you end up taking a bus. But I would prefer taking trains all the time.
So the guy is asking, is Serbia a safe country to live? I think it's completely safe. We are
For
walking
me,
up,
so
like,
far,
What time
yes.
is it? I just want to check. It's like midnight, almost 1 a.m.
Yeah, so guys, if you have any
talk.
questions, last questions, we'll
Yeah.
answer and stuff. I think for me, yes. Like, for example, today I was swimming in Novi Sad, and
your
it wasn't like this official beach. It was in the park. It's like trees, and then the river comes, and there's a lot of people with dogs. I guess it's because it's unofficial beach. You can do that, and it's really cool. And I felt totally safe. Like
Safe.
I didn't feel scared.
Yeah.
You know.
In Belgrade also you walked at night. I remember I
Oh,
left you like,
Belgrade!
at night.
No, it's totally safe.
Safe,
Like,
yes.
I felt really safe.
Yeah.
And everybody's up like at night now,
Yeah.
and we went out as well at night, and I was after a club, like after this club on a boat, Kuchica. I walked home, not all the way, but I wanted to go over the bridge to the new part of Belgrade, just to get this early morning vibe of the city, waking up, and it was nice. It was totally safe. Like I was okay.
Great.
I didn't feel like fear or anything like that.
Yeah,
Nobody
sure.
bothered me. Like,
Yeah, nobody but
what I loved about one of the things I love about Belgrade, I mean not Belgrade, Serbia and Balkans,
yeah.
is that people think I'm local, but they kind of could see sometimes by the way I dress, like t-shirts, like and girls here wear a lot more dresses and
they like more
makeup.
fancy.
But I'm like I'm like more American. I don't know.
Yeah, just like Russians, girls
Yeah,
also
so
like
people
to
think
show
I'm
all their
local,
beauty.
So I don't get extra attention. And sometimes it's nice because because in Morocco I got all the attention that I need, like
Enough.
more.
Yeah.
And it's good to go sort of under the radar.
Yeah, in Morocco you don't have even to
no.
weird like here.
No,
But
no.
you will have the attention
In
anyway.
Morocco you will be a celebrity. Like
Yeah,
you just
be a
come and you
celebrity.
feel like a famous person.
I heard that taking trains around Europe is very affordable. You get your rail, I don't know, pass, I think.
Oh, is it like the one that you pay $1,000 and you could travel all year? Maybe it depends. The Germany trains could be for me insanely expensive. But if you book a train in Germany like a few months before, if you know your dates, because then it's really cheap. But I've met people who travel on this Euro rail thing. But I just don't plan my stuff that much.
Yeah.
So and I'm not on this trip where I have like itinerary. I kind of like go with the flow. So in Spain, for me, when I was there, and it was a while ago, it was like maybe 4 years ago. For me, trains were expensive. At least it seemed like the trains were expensive. It wasn't that cheap. Flixbus, if you go between countries, I think Flixbus is usually the cheapest.
And after Serbia, where are you planning to go?
Oof.
Or we never know. Like you never know.
I mean, I want to go swimming. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to go swimming. I don't know where yet. I can go to Croatia now because of Schengen, but maybe Montenegro, maybe. But I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna find cheap accommodation there, if I'm gonna like maybe meet cool people and then like maybe they show you a place that you haven't heard about and you go there.
I mean, you are planning to keep traveling all your life like this.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's the funny part is that I plan to stay. Like I plan to stay in Croatia. I really thought this was gonna be my new home. Then that didn't work out. Then I sort of wanted to stay in Vienna, but I have to figure that thing out.
Yeah.
If I do figure it out, maybe it will be my home, and then I could sort of travel a little bit from there, or maybe it would be the end of sort of this travel, or I really don't know because I do try to stay in places. It's just I don't know.
Just your destiny is to keep moving.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this trip wasn't like. It wasn't my. I just had to
It
get
wasn't
out of
planned. Yes.
Schengen zone, so I
Yeah.
just had to get out, you know.
Yeah.
And
Definitely,
and I wanted to go see my mom in Ukraine, but right now it's not the sort of the best time.
Yeah,
and
it was the best time, I think.
I am waiting for the sort of opportunity, like for things to calm down and go see my mom.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah. That's it, I think, for this stream. Yeah, we already said like everything about you almost. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
talk so much.
Yeah. So we will have like another also. I will edit the interview. We have an interview with you. Like that
From
one.
before when we
Yeah,
first
from-
meet.
yeah, when we first met.
In Belgrade.
Yeah, it's also like resuming this this stream.
Yes, for sure.
But it was a nice one, and I hope you will be able to start again creating content.
Oh yeah, I kind of had a burnout. Yeah.
Maybe
for
you
sure.
You didn't have like YouTube channel before, yes?
No, never.
Yeah, but you have a lot of things to show.
The funny thing is, I start to do stories like how I start Instagram sort of travel blogging. Is that I started the stories for my mom because then she wouldn't have to ask me every day, "Are you okay?" She would just see my stories. She knows I'm okay. She see I'm in a nice place, and she knows I'm safe. And then other people start watching my stories. And
Anyway, I will put the link of your Instagram here and your.
And I did start writing a blog about my travels, but nobody reads anymore. But I really enjoyed before taking pictures. All the pictures in the blog are mine, and I really enjoyed that before.
Yeah.
But now I just take a break, sort of.
Again, how to find you in travel with?
Travel with Jules, JULES.com, or travel.with.jules on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. Anyway, I will put the links
Just
here.
travel with Jules and you'll see me on Instagram.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you
for
very much
watching.
for watching. Yes, the Instagram and the website. And see you in my next videos and streams. I will introduce you to more
And
interesting
looking forward
people like Julia.
to read your comments, you know?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
What do you think? Because even if you have like a different opinion, it would be really interesting about your experience.
Yeah,
as well.
sure. You can comment also the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
night.
Bye. Good night.